Rex on the beat.
This YouTube channel, and this is going to be a response video to the original video made by Matthew Ogus, and I've also seen a response to that video from Ian McCarthy, and he made some really good points in this video, and also the video that Matt and his girlfriend had. The video was entitled, "How do I motivate my girlfriend to lift? Is it even possible?" I believe that's what it was called. The correct title will of course be in the title description, but I think to start off, I would recommend that you check out the Matt video if you already haven't. I'm sure if you're subscribed to my channel, you're probably subscribed to his, but if you haven't seen that, I would recommend you checking that out. There's really good kind of back and forth with him and his girlfriend. Again, that's probably the best information you can get from a couple who's probably been through it before. And also, I think Ian made some very good points in his video, just speaking about the right way to go about it. And so I'd recommend checking his out as well. And I'm going to get into a topic that I think Ian hit on and made a very good point on, but I think I could do go into a little more depth with it. I'm sure Ian could as well, but I think that going into a little more depth in the thing that he talked about, a certain thing that he talked about, would be beneficial. So again, check those videos out if you haven't already. So yeah, the topic is how to motivate my girlfriend to lift, and is it even possible? So start off, yeah, I think it is possible, but definitely have to, I think, go about it the right way. So I'm going to kind of start in the things that I think can go the wrong way for you, and things I think you shouldn't do first. So the first thing I think is extremely important, which is a big deal on my channel, I think, is to get out of the kind of lifestyle that a lot of people, mainly males, young males, like to think that bodybuilding and exercising and training is. They think that it's their life, and they think they're going to be Ronnie Coleman when they grow up and things like that. So the first thing I would say is to get out of that lifestyle, because that is very not only unattractive to the opposite sex, but I think unattractive to just people in general, because, you know, being around someone that has to eat every 3 hours and has to work out at this time, and, you know, they think they can't do certain things because it's going to hinder their performance or whatever, is just frankly annoying. And I personally wouldn't want to be around it, and I'm sure, you know, when I was like that, other people didn't like to be around it. So I think generally it's just not a very good thing to be around, regardless of boyfriend, girlfriend, friends, anything. So I think if you have that kind of attitude, again, getting the education that you need as far as to break out of that, and how that relates back to the boyfriend, girlfriend kind of a thing, is I think if the opposite sex kind of sees that, they kind of see it as, oh, they're kind of obsessed with that, they're not going to have a great deal of time. I think Matt and his girlfriend even talked about that in his video. It's been a few days, but I think they talked about how he used to kind of avoid certain things, like he would bring his Tupperware with him out to eat, and she was fine with that. And again, he was pre-contest, so that might be necessary. But for most people, that probably wouldn't be necessary. They could probably just find something on the menu that would be in the rough ballpark of their macronutrients. Again, if you're pre-contest and if it's close to your competition, that's a kind of a different deal. But for most people, that's an example of how sacrificing, in a sense that you may think may be beneficial, which it really wouldn't be, can kind of annoy your partner. And again, I think that's important because it kind of sets the tone for the whole, you know, health lifestyle that you're living. And I think if the person sees that as being an obsession in yourself, they're not going to want to adapt it to their own lifestyle, because they're going to think, oh man, look how this has made them. You know, this has turned them into a health freak or something like that. So again, looking inside yourself and understanding that it's not a lifestyle, and to make exercise, nutrition only a part of your life, and make sure you're not sacrificing other areas that don't need to be sacrificed from. That's my number one point. And then again, I think the right way to go about it is to allow the person, of course, you know, to be self-motivated, to find internal reasons for them to exercise, for them to start eating right, because again, that's going to be, of course, a lot it's probably going to be a lot easier for them to maintain that long term, as opposed to someone who does it for an external reason, like I have to be ready for spring break, or I have to, have a wedding coming up, or typical things that people lose weight for, or something like that. It's typically they're in the gym for a few months and they're out. And of course, if you're looking for a significant other to adopt a healthy lifestyle, that's not what you're going to be looking for. So again, don't force it on them. I guess that's a point that I missed, but obvious point is that don't force it upon them. Again, with the whole kind of lifestyle thing that you're trying to uh, break out of, if you're into that, make sure you don't force it into them. Because again, with just most people in anything, forcing it upon them is probably the wrong way to go about things. So to get into my main point that I wanted to touch on a little bit more, I'll try to make this as quick as I can. But Ian talked about, again, of course, helping someone find a change internally, again, because that's going to help them with a longer lasting, forever change in their health. So I think the pitch that you should make if you're really trying to make this person change is to first, make sure that they understand that it could be a little bit for you, but again, it should be about themselves solely, or first off, anyways. Make sure you communicate to them that it could help themselves with their self-esteem, and help themselves with things that exercise and nutrition helped you with. So I think sharing your own experience and how kind of having a structured but not obsessed way that exercise and nutrition has helped your life, because that's how it should be. It should improve your life. It shouldn't be a part of your life. That's kind of how I go about it, and how my message for people should be. So I think if you kind of share your own experience, and I would suppose that most people who watch my videos or are in this kind of YouTube community have their own kind of internal motivation. And if you've been doing this for a while, you probably have some sense of what exercise nutrition has done for you. A lot of people, at least for myself, speaking anecdotally here, exercise nutrition, the aesthetic looks and things like that, that's a part of it. Again, anyone that says they don't do it for that a little bit is probably just lying. I can't give a number of why that's a percentage anyways of why I do things, but it's probably not as big as what most people would think it is, or what most people why most people do it. I think that for me anyways, it's given me a good foundation, a good structure of control. You really can't always control your surroundings. Of course, in life you can't control who your parents are, or where you're from, or how much money you make, and to a certain age, I guess. There's certain things you really can't control in life. You have no control over. But for the most part, what you eat, and how you choose to be physically active, are your decision and your choice that everyone has to make on a daily basis, to or not to do. So I think if I were to do this with a girlfriend, or if you're a girl, a boyfriend, and trying to help them change, I would make sure to share my own experience and how exercise nutrition has given myself a kind of a self-empowerment of just life in general. Again, I'm not 100% sure if it's going to be that big for everyone, if it's going to make that big of a difference for everyone, but I think sharing my journey, sharing how it's helped improve my life, can help them find an internal reason for themselves. I cannot remember what book I got this from, but I think there was the theory behind it is that typically people that do things for big reasons, a big part of their life, is there's an underlying reason for it. People, there's probably a reason why Kai Green trains so hard, and there's probably a reason why Ronnie Coleman trains so hard, and all those people, and there's a reason why they do the things they do. And the analogy that I've always given people is kind of peeling back the onion. So some people are like, oh, I exercise because I want to look good, and again, that's probably not going to get you very far. But if okay, well, why do you want to look good? And then you keep peeling back the onion of reasons and reasons and reasons, and you kind of find the internal root, I guess, keep peeling back the onion, you find the root of why you want to make these changes. So again, that's kind of my message to anyone that's having difficulties with this. Not sure if it's going to be helpful to anyone. I haven't personally gone through this problem, so I can't give you any like hardcore anecdotal evidence, but if I were in this situation, that's exactly what I would do. I would first set a good example for my partner. Secondly, not force it upon them. And then again, try to help them find an internal reason. I guess first you would educate them on how it can help improve their lifestyle with health and things like that before even how you physically look. And then try to help them find their own internal reason for changing by showing them maybe my internal reason for changing and how health, being a healthy person, has kind of empowered myself in all other aspects of my life. So that's the video, guys. It wasn't too structured, just kind of a rant, but I think that's how this little response video should have been done. So again, check out those videos below. And a quick little plug for my channel here. I'm going to have a video series coming up soon. I'm getting ready for finals in my classes in the next couple of weeks, so I don't know if I'll have any content up very soon, but I am going to be starting a new series called Health Myths. Going to be kind of basic information if you're an advanced person in nutrition, exercise, so I apologize if you want some more content along that area, but I will just have kind of some common myths that I see from day to day with exercise and nutrition. Try to keep the videos as short as possible, just trying to give people the information and then give them some of the resources of why this is a myth. And again, the main selling point of the series, or what I'm trying to get at in this series, is trying to help people be a little more adapt to taking information with the health field and being a little more skeptical with it, as opposed to just eating everything up and thinking everything is true. So again, exposing people to a lot of the myths that have been exposed out there, and again, just trying to help everyone's education grow. So that's it for the video, guys. I hope you liked this video. Again, thank you for the support as always, and I'll have more good stuff coming soon.